Hi, welcome to today's show of New England Veterans Liberty House. I'm Ginny Alexander, and I'm here with my pal JT. And today we're going to talk about the various grants and money, that JT's been able to procure for his organization, and also some of the upcoming events that are happening in Lawrence and around the
Merrimack Valley area,
Valley.
Greater Lawrence area, yeah.
Okay, so let's start with current events. We've got a really big one coming up at the Veterans Memorial
Yes,
Stadium.
that's like super excited about and important. It's going to be a Veterans Benefit Fair / Career Expo. Now, our initial thought was to do what's called a stand down. You familiar with the term stand down? So the term stand down, it pops up all over Massachusetts, and there's a lot of agencies, federal and state agencies, that are involved, and it's geared for more so homeless veterans.
Okay.
So what they do is they put this big event together. They bring together a bunch of federal, state, local municipalities, nonprofit groups in under one umbrella to provide services that specific day for homeless veterans. Plus, it's a good way of getting a count also on our homeless population here in the state of Massachusetts. So that goes on across the state. That happens year long. There's a lot of nonprofits like the Veterans of America, Veterans Inc., VNOC, and whatnot. They always host a stand-up. So what I wanted to do was, being that there's never enough stand-downs, let's just get that straight first. But because there's so many out there, what I wanted to do was focus more, not just only on the homeless veterans, but I wanted to focus on the families as well. Mm-hmm. So hence Veterans Benefit Fair, which will encompass the homeless veteran, the families, the widowers, widowers, or dependents or siblings and whatnot that are entitled to any type of services because of the service of another.
All right, I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Maybe. You're targeting homeless people, but homeless people don't have TVs. How do they get to know about this event? And how do they get there? Because they probably don't have a car.
Very good question. So,
thank you.
One is, we are talking right now with the VA in Bedford. So it's the area of operations is a little weird how they have it. Like Jamaica Plain VA is also, or the Lowell VA Clinic, is under Jamaica Plains supervision, let's just say, right? Which is kind of weird. Bedford they're all the VA, but in some form they have they work out as separate entities, and I don't know why. But the Bedford deals with Lawrence, Methuen, North Andover, up this way a little bit more, up in the Merrimack Valley more. Why Lowell is not part of that is beyond me, but nonetheless, that's what it is. So we're talking with a few individuals in the VA system now that are helping us with the marketing. So they'll go out there and they'll market this to all the VA hospitals around. But it's also our responsibility to make sure that we contact local veteran service officers, which Merrimack Valley, I think, encompasses about 17 cities, maybe. I might be correct, and somebody will probably correct me when they see me. But our goal is to make contact, and we have, with all those local veteran services officers as well, because those veteran services officers have, obviously, veterans under their on their books. So, that's one way you can get the word out. TV shows such as this one could help us out, market the event. We also have a radio. I was asked to be a host or a guest, at a radio station here, a local radio station. Those are the forms of marketing that we're going out. Another way is, going out to local areas where a lot of homeless veterans congregate. Pass out flyers. So it's not an easy feature by any means. So it's going to be tough, but there's a lot of people involved to get the message out there. So we're hoping to get a pretty good turnout.
All right. So once these veterans make it there, what can they expect?
So, first thing to do, if you're going to attend, which I think you should, because again, it's a Veterans Benefit Fair / Career Expo. So we're not only going to have the VA there to help you enroll in the VA system, we're going to have clinicians in there. We're going to have counselors there as well if you need it right away. There's going to be a counseling bus there. There's also going to be a dental bus there. They're going to give out free checkups and free cleaning. There's also going to be an eye exam bus that's going to be there. That's also going to be providing free exams as well. But we're also going to have a lot of the other nonprofits that work with the veterans, so Veterans Administration. So say, for instance, again, let's go back with Veterans of America. Veterans of America, they deal also with transitional homing, house, and all that other good stuff that we do. So none of us here reinvented the wheel. We're just more outlets for you to go to. So they're going to be there. Wounded Warrior Project is going to be there. Well, we're hoping. I know that they showed a lot of interest. Veterans Inc. is going to be there. Veterans Northeast Outreach Center, they're going to be there. So we're not only just going to be able to have the VA there to help you to enroll in the system, we're also going to have DAV there, the Queen City Chapter 2. They're going to be there to help with claims, processing claims and whatnot. So when you get there, one of the things you should do and remember is bring your VA card if you have one, because that'll be a form of ID that will identify you as being a veteran. Okay. 2, if you don't have that and you're not enrolled in the VA system, bring your DD-214 if you're the veteran. If you're a widow, widower, or dependent sibling that's entitled to services under any type of veteran services, make sure you bring a DD-214 of the individual, but you also need to bring either a marriage certificate or a valid ID as well, so that we can confirm.
All right, is that DD-214 form something they should already have, or is it something they can, if they should have it?
They should, correct.
But what if they don't?
If they don't, we are going to have about 4 computers there in the main entrance. It's going to be a choke point. It's on Parish Road, so you know how the stadium's set up and they have that entry point. So right after they go into that entry point, they're identified as either being a widower, dependent, or veteran, which we're also going to have, we're going to tag them with strips like, yellow being the veteran, or red being the dependent, or blue being the widow or widower. So there's going to be some form of identification there. However, if you don't have that right there, once you pass the gate, there's going to be on either side, we're going to set up a couple of computers, 4 computers, for individuals to go check in, give you Social Security, date of birth, whatever it is. If you are listed here in Massachusetts, it's going to be a really easy process. But nonetheless, we've talked to individuals in the VA that are going to be able to provide them with their DD-214 if in fact they don't have it. If you don't want to go through that process, and before you get there, go to your local veteran service officer, sit with them, and have them get you a DD-214.
And in Lawrence, that would be Jamie.
That would be Jamie Melendez, and Methuen is Tom.
Okay, so that's Jamie Melendez at the Lawrence City Hall.
200 Common Street, that's where he's at on the basement level. And Tom is in the City Hall as well in Methuen. And I apologize that I don't know the street name of it, but he's there.
Well, I guess if you're in Methuen, you know where the City Hall is. Just like I hope people that live in Lawrence know where the City Hall is at.
Yeah, they should.
You just have to find the office once you get there.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. But when they get there, every expo they've done in the past, they always had like over 500 plus veterans show up. Good. So we're hoping that because we're opening it up to families, that we surpass that number. Now it's a 2-day event. So if you can't make it on Friday, we're going to be there on Saturday.
Dates?
It's going to be August 14th. That's going to be from 9 to 7. Again, letting people get out of work, so make sure they give them a couple hours to attend. And then it's going to be Saturday, August 15th from 9 to 5. And again, there's also, once you get there, there's going to be a little map that's going to be handed to you with different sectors and what they mean or who's there. So you could choose, you could either go to the eye exam first, or you could choose to go to DAV and start a claims process. So it's up to you. We're going to give you, a little piece of paper so you can navigate with like topographical view of the things that are there, and it's up to you how you want to proceed. Now the good thing is too, we're also going to be providing backpacks for our kids returning back to school. I think,
nice.
Yeah, I have. Shara, can't recall her last name, from the VA. She's done quite a bit of these before, and she's going to put us in contact. So it's really not set in stone yet, but we're trying to do something for the kids as well. So, and we're going to have also some other vendors there. They're going to be cooking up a storm, and for those that
Seriously cooking?
yes, just cooking
there.
up. Yeah. Not free food, but we are going to be giving out hot dogs and hamburgers for those that can't otherwise afford to purchase any food at the vending trucks. But yeah, we have we're approaching Sal's. See if Sal wants to bring his truck, and a couple other vendors, local vendors. They showed interest. So
So you've got probably the government coming, like Social Security. Weren't they the
correct.
event that I went to in Methuen?
Methuen. Exact
Yeah.
same thing. The exact same thing, just in a larger scale. That's all. And all those key players that were there for that are going to be also taking part. Social Security is one of them because it's a very
That's
important
very-
part.
very
There's a lot of
important.
veterans that don't know that while you're receiving compensation from the VA, a disability compensation from the VA, that you can very well apply for Social Security under the Wounded Warrior Project. And so it doesn't, it just expedites your process. I mean, you're still going to be receiving whatever money it is based on what you put in, but it's just, it's a little preference that helps you at that. But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of veterans don't know that you could receive the VA compensation and you could still very well receive the Social Security compensation as well. So
Well, I think Social Security is one of those areas where
it's great.
you can't possibly know everything. I spoke to, I think it was a young man there, and I said,
I did
I
that.
can what?
Yes.
I was very surprised.
Did the same
so,
thing.
yeah, you can do this and you can do that. And I said,
Yeah. So I say one thing, and I got this from Susan. You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you want to educate yourself and you want to find out exactly what you're eligible for and what you can and can't do, go to this event. They're going to be all the key personnel that have those questions, all those answers for you are going to be there.
well, that sounds good. Now, so that's the big event. Are there any other
Smaller
events that we should know about?
Because there's always events going on across Massachusetts, but the thing is that there's never been an event like that here in the Merrimack Valley. There's constantly events like that in the greater Boston area. Obviously, being Boston what it is and having a lot of nonprofits around, they have more capabilities and they have easier process for them than it is probably for us down here because it's never been done down here. So there's always events going on, and I'd suggest to individuals that want to find out what these events are, visit your local nonprofit pages and stuff like that and see what they have to offer because they're always offering stuff. Lowell Vet Center, Richard Barbado is actually he's a outreach specialist, but he's always sending me flyers for events that are happening across Massachusetts, and he's out there. He's a go-getter, and he's always out there finding these things for our veterans. So one good thing is if you don't want to get online and search 200 300 nonprofits, go to the Lowell Vet Center website too. They have some really good stuff there.
Something else I meant to ask you about a long time ago, and you said one weekend you were placing flags on the various squares.
Oh yes.
Veterans. Tell me just
Did you hear
briefly,
about?
tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that started off with. Oh my God, he's gonna have my head for this, and my apologies that I can't remember the organization's name.
Well, that's
Community,
okay, but what
community
happened?
something. I think it's community works, or nonetheless, they had a group of kids that go to this program, and Guy Terry, he's the executive director of this organization. And what they did was they came to me, Jamie, whatnot. What they wanted to do was put small wreaths, with a flag on all the squares that were dedicated to veterans. So they came up, and of course that was a no-brainer for me. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And we supported them. And they came up and with the little 9-inch wreaths, pretty cool. They wrapped it around with like red, white, and blue ribbons, and they put some flowers, and they put a flag in the middle of it. And then so we went out to all these. We started in the downtown area. That's what we did. And we went and found all these squares that were dedicated.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there is. There is quite a bit out there. And a matter of fact, I don't think they're done because the initial kickoff was to concentrate on the downtown area and get those done and then branch out outside. And I think that's Terry's thoughts, but again, it's Terry's show, so I don't know, or that's his mission, so I don't know exactly. But I know that that he continues putting the wreath. And it was pretty cool. They covered a lot of grounds in one day, and in part is because of the kids that volunteer in their organization. So yeah, that was pretty cool. If you go around the park area, you'll see them more because we concentrated there first. But they're nice little wreaths with the flag and flowers, just to, as a thank you. And some of them are bare and don't have anything on them. So
But
I
you'll
think
get
it was
to
a
them.
good dedication, though. I think it was a good tribute dedication too, and that again initiated from Terry's office. So
Now, how are you doing with people contacting you when they know somebody's coming home from a combat theater?
I haven't had any luck with that.
None.
At all. No, none at all, unfortunately, because it's such a great cause that was initiated by Councilor Mark LaPlante, and then also Jamie Melendez, Veteran Service Officer, and then we were fortunate enough to be asked to be part of it, and of course, again, no-brainer for us. And so we purchased the Lawrence flags, so we did that portion of it. But no, unfortunately haven't had anybody really called. Yeah, it's funny, but again, it's set up in a way also, it's for returning veterans that are returning back from a combat zone
Right.
and not actual just active duty. So I think that's a not deterrent, but I think that's mainly one of the issues. I think that Mark LaPlante had a dedication. I think the last one was maybe a couple months ago, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, if you know anybody out there that's coming home for leave, that's coming back from a combat zone, give them a call, because listen, we can't do it on our own. We don't have the resources to find out who's coming back, and they won't even give it to us anyway. Well, Mark, I guess, had made some good contacts with a Marine general somewhere. I think he visited Paris Island, so was able to make some good contact. Yeah, you haven't been in Mark LaPlante's Facebook page? Yeah, you got to go there, check it out. They made him, well, not made him. I think he chose to do the rappel wall, and yeah, he was a recruit, I think, for about a day. So yeah, he knows. Yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I seen pictures of it. He took on that wall like a champ. And did very well. I was surprised. Not surprised, but he did very well.
Okay, you were surprised.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, Mark is a good guy.
All right, so now let's move on to the grants that you've gotten. Marco Stevels has
Grants
been
again.
a good
Yeah,
advocate.
huge advocate
veterans.
for New England Veterans Liberty House and veterans in general.
Yes.
Because keep in mind that the earmarks for the fiscal budget 15, fiscal budget year 16, he did submit $50,000 earmark for veterans benefits, service veterans, and it wasn't
And that's
New
not
England
just-
Veterans Liberty
okay,
House.
yeah.
It was just for the city of Lawrence for veterans benefits or services. We just happened to be the lucky recipients of that, and so he did it again this year. So we're hoping, crossing our fingers. We're still going through a little bit of trials and tribulations with the last billing, because we didn't bill early enough, and so it's like a mad dash to the finish line right now. So we're hoping that we could put in by the June 30th, we could put in the entire $50,000.
Got a few days.
Yeah, we had a few days. Yeah. So believe me, my office. Thank you to Charlotte Pennington and Barbara Donahue, who are volunteers that are definitely making my life less painless, and they're doing a great job. If it wasn't because of them, I don't think we'd be able to build what we built so far. Putting together those supporting documents, that's not easy. It was a huge wake-up call for me, Jeannie, believe it or not. When we started doing the process, we started June 1st, which we're already 10 months behind. Through no fault of our own, we just couldn't really find someone that knew the billing process well. And so they, Claire from Department of Veteran Services and her staff, they came out twice and gave us a little guidance, but it's so much more involved. It's so much more involved. The CDBG grant is nothing in comparison to DVS in regards to the supporting documents. They still, don't get me wrong, the Lawrence Community Development, they still want you to document every little thing, demographic sheets, your goals, and and receipts and backup for those receipts. So they're stringent, but not as stringent as DVS. They go so much further. And so again, I'm a novice at this. I'm not that when it comes down to the virtual gateway and the billing. I'm a novice at it.
Well, you almost have to be a lawyer to understand the wording.
Yes.
I don't say almost. You do have to be a lawyer to understand the wording in a lot of these things.
Well, we're fortunate enough that Claire's going to come out tomorrow, so we're hoping that we could pick her brain a little further and see where we're going wrong, where we did wrong, and where we could fix it and we'll be better. Because that's all you can do. You learn by your mistakes, and that's that. But I've been fortunate enough. So the $50,000 is for FY16. Again, that's not it's not definitive yet, so we won't know if we're going to be the recipients for $50,000. So we're hoping and crossing our fingers that we will be, but we'll see. The Lawrence Community Development, we were just fortunate enough to get another grant for them for $10,000. That's going to help for safety, health, and repairs. No meals, but it'll help with that. Help with energy bills. It'll help with rent arrearages. It would help with other issues like maybe again vehicle repairs, or you need a laptop or something for school and stuff. So the $10,000, we did get $10,000 from the community development block. And I have to mention something real quick, and I know it's probably premature. Columbia Gas has been a huge supporter of NEVLH, not just NEVLH, but veterans across Massachusetts. I've never come across a group of individuals with so much passion to help NEVLH as I have with Columbia Gas. Andrea Lupi and Dana and Jenny, Doreen, Vinny, so many names right now running through my head, but they're a group of people that give of themselves so much to others and never expect anything in return. I mean, literally no accolades, no recognition. They do it because they know it's the right thing to do. So with that said, Andrea Lupi had submitted an application for some funds. I think it was for the amount of $15,000. So she called me this week and said, yes, I need to meet up with you because I have a nice check for you. And I'm like, okay. Fine. You're taken back by it. You're taken back by it because, first thing she'll tell you is, listen, I'm going to do this, but don't expect it to happen. You know what I mean? We're going to do this in hopes that it does happen. And so, yes, I'm like that. I'm an individual. I'm optimistic, but I'm also pessimistic. So, until I see something in my hand,
cautiously
signed off.
Optimistic.
Yeah. Then I'll go with it. So we're meeting tomorrow. Today is June 22nd. We're meeting June 23rd. At the Texas Roadhouse. She says she wants to present me with something, and I really do think it's that full amount that she sent out. So that's also great. It's $15,000 of unrestricted funds. You know what that means? I mean, it's huge. We can use it for anything, any services that we provide at New England Veterans Liberty. It's not like the grant for CDBG or the grant for DVS, which tells me where I have to spend it. That $15,000 that's going to go to our bank, and we could say if someone needs to get home, lives in Massachusetts and was stranded in Massachusetts but lives in Florida, now he needs to go back home, we could take that money, buy him a bus ticket, and say, okay, here you go, you're going home. Someone comes in and needs a bed, a brand new mattress or something. And
dining room table
and chairs. Thank you for bringing that up.
My stomach's grumbling. So
mine is too. So dining room table and chairs as well.
If anybody needs one.
Yeah. So stuff like that. That money would be able to help with that. So offset a lot of stuff that we need. So $10,000 from the Lawrence Community Development Block Grant. We get another $50,000 for Department of Veteran Services. Another $15,000, I believe, and maybe it's premature and I shouldn't be saying this, but
he's cautiously optimistic.
Yes. Columbia Gas, and then all the donations that we've been getting all year. So we've been doing pretty good. We still need a lot of help. We still need a lot of volunteers. We still need some more funds coming in because I don't have enough clerical, assistants in there to take care of the day-to-day operations, right? So we still need volunteers, and I understand, a lot of volunteers, a lot of where we're at, It's considered a lower socioeconomic area, so you have both parents that are working, or single parent home and they're working. So I can understand. But if anybody has time, a couple hours at least, or an hour, or if you're just at home, doing nothing, and just give us a call because we need the help. We really
So
do.
that's New England Veterans Liberty House, 599 Canal Street, Suite 6. That's up on the 6th floor. right?
Six East, Suite 17. Yeah,
Just climb all the stairs. I did that.
plenty of time.
But any time you can give, they greatly
It's crucial, man.
appreciate it.
It's crucial. I mean, it's crucial to the success of your organization. You just can't all the time come out of pocket and pay somebody, because that money now, instead of going out to the veterans, it's going out to a staff, or it's going out to some employee. And I understand everybody's time is very valued, and you need to be compensated for your time. But that's why it's so crucial to have volunteers. House of Goods, they provide free furniture to homeless individuals, or not homeless individuals, but anybody that can't otherwise afford it to. They have over 300 volunteers. 300 volunteers. There's an actual staff, paid staff, to coordinate all the volunteers.
Yeah.
I wish we had that problem.
Well, you're still fairly young,
We are.
and I think in time, for me, the best demographic to tap into are the retired people.
And
Because a lot of
that's who
times
we
they
have.
want to give back.
Yeah, and that's who we have right now. Barbara Donahue is married to a 32-year Marine, and Charlotte Pennington is married to a 20-year Air Force veteran that retired.
I think I met
I think you've met both.
him. She was sick one day.
Oh, could be.
And I
could
think
be.
I met him.
Yes, could be. Yeah, and then we have Ed, obviously still,
Yeah.
Darren and whatnot. They're still there helping out every day.
Jose. Is Jose
And
still
Jose,
there?
yeah, Jose.
And he's
Frank.
young.
Yeah, Jose, and he's a non-veteran.
Jose's
He's a
young.
non-veteran, and so and Frank is there as well. So it helps out, but the more the merrier, because again, they're all volunteers. They're all retired. Charlotte's supposed to be there Tuesdays and Thursdays. Poor thing is there like every day. Monday to Friday.
She loves it.
Yeah, no, I understand. I feel
believes
bad.
what she's
Yeah,
doing.
oh, she
Yeah.
does. And she's doing a phenomenal job. Barbara, it's the same thing. Barbara is supposed to be there Tuesdays and Thursdays. Barbara shows up, in the middle of the week, and so it's appreciative. I do appreciate everything they do for NEVLH. But hoping that 2016 we could get a little bit more volunteers in. We just expanded again, so we got a couple more new offices.
Really?
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah. So it's getting bigger. It's getting
So
bigger.
any time, any volunteer,
Yeah, please.
any small amount of hour, 2 hours a week,
Yeah.
if you can volunteer, go visit them.
It's
They
a huge
need the help.
Huge help. Remember, just by you volunteering, that money now could go back into the organization and actually go out and help the veterans. We have about 75% of our funds that are going out to veterans right now. So I'm pretty happy about that.
We don't have a lot of time left,
don't.
but I'm curious. Have you got any houses that you're redoing right now, or is that
We
kind of?
just finished a bathroom at 4 and 6 Newton Street. It was a dependent of a veteran, and he's in a wheelchair. They had a contractor go in there and do a horrible job in the bathroom. Supposed to be handicap accessible, it wasn't. So we went in there and we just redid the bathroom. We just made it handicap accessible all the way. So we're doing that. We have another one that's coming up here in Lawrence, also is a Coast Guard man that he's active, and he needs a little help with his decking and stuff, so we're going to go out there and do that. We have another project coming up after that for a World War II veteran, female World War II veteran that needs some help in her in her home, and so we're going to be tackling on that as
Not
well.
too many left.
No, World War II veterans, no, not very many. That's female veteran at that, So we're going to be tackling that soon. Again, it's just you have to have patience. If you need some help, give us a call. But we can't do it, overnight. We got to make sure we secure the funds. If it's not with us, with the local VSO, with other organizations, to be able to secure the funds. Yeah. But
Well,
thank you for asking.
Yeah, well, I'm always curious. Now, hopefully next month you'll have little Sam Whitaker, right?
Yes, I am so
And
looking forward to that interview.
You people
Yeah.
will love him. He's just a little guy
Yeah.
with a huge heart.
Huge.
And a great money-making or collecting. Collecting.
He has great leadership capabilities. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's like the Pied Piper. He knows how to get everybody together. You know what I mean? And make it happen.
Well, that being said, again, please volunteer your time or donate as whatever you can. But that's our show for today.
Thank you for having me.
JT, and signing off, New England Veterans Liberty House.
And please go out there and make a difference in someone's life today. Thank you.